Hello friends, welcome to Career Plot. Let's begin with our second lecture, Fundamentals of Marketing. Now, before we get into details of marketing as we're going to get through in this course, let's go what all marketing includes. So marketing, we talked about that marketing increases awareness. Marketing is all about product positioning. But marketing does a lot more effort into it. So as a digital marketeer, I will be doing product positioning, and once the product positioning is defined, we are going to propagate the benefits of the product. The customer should be aware that what the product benefits are, what is the price point, what are the comparative analysis, what is competition selling, and how we are actually going to convey to the consumer that we are the best. Once the consumer is interested, that means every consumer becomes a lead, that he will be a potential buyer. And every potential buyer is classified as a term called lead. We are going to get into details into other lectures too. So lead is one thing which is every potential customer is identified as. Once the lead is identified, it will go through a deal cycle, which we will talk about in a minute. And then once the deal cycle is complete, it becomes a customer. So from consumer to customer happens in a lead management cycle. Once the lead management cycle is done, we are going to engage with the consumer. We need to define that how the consumer is, how they're using the product, what is the consumer behavior, whether they're using the product rightly or wrongly, or whether they are not able to use the product at all, or what are the different things which they are doing with the product, right? Once they are doing all that stuff, that's called finding the consumer behaviors and engaging the consumer into the product more and more. And then we look at the conversion rates. We look at how many people actually looked at the product, how many people bought it, and what is the conversion rate happening around, because these conversion rates are going to define our efforts to figure out the marketing patterns and researches into more into the system. Now, once we have all that stuff, we need to analyze a lot of data, not only consumer data of their purchase patterns, but we have to look at how they're using it, right? That's what we talked about right now. And once the data has been analyzed, we need to produce new reports, new systems that what all can be improved in the product. And sometimes we will get to know that new ideas will come out which we need to implement. Maybe we need to refine the product more, maybe we need to redefine the product again, right? Or maybe we need to build certain product parts again, right? We need to redefine our strategies. So all this stuff happens by analyzing data. And sometimes a lot of new product ideas come along. And that's why marketing department is very, very closely working always with the product departments and development departments, because whatever the output of the marketing is becoming the input for the product departments, so that they can develop new product out of the ideas which are coming out of marketing. And these ideas are because of the consumer behaviors, because if consumer likes something, it has to be done again. If consumers don't like something, we have to disrupt it. Now, once we do all this stuff, we talked about lead management, right? So, is marketing sales? That means that we are collecting leads. Not exactly. Marketing is not about sales. Marketing happens before sales. So once the product consumer becomes a potential buyer, then the sales process kicks in. And sales is the process of engaging the customer into a life cycle of initiating a deal and closing a deal. So a deal, beginning of the deal is where the sales starts, but much before marketing starts. So marketing is the awareness part. Sales is the deal part. And that's how you have to remember it. Now, what is deal? A deal is basically a handshake between the company and the consumer. Hey, I want to buy your product, and company says this is the price. Consumer pays the price and takes the product home. Now, if it is a virtual product, you use it on the internet. Facebook is also a product. So anything which is used by the customer is called product. Anything which is consumed by the customer is called product. So deal life cycle goes through this. Deal life cycle is all about this product. So marketing is the beginning of the cycle. Marketing is creating awareness. Marketing is finding potential buyers. Once the potential buyers have been identified, a deal life cycle goes to the next level called pre-sales, where the executives or where the systems kick in to figure out the right buyer, and out of the right buyer convince him to buy things, right? And basically identify things. In case of B2B products, pre-sales generally does a lot of customization, a lot of solution making for the customer and to suit his needs, right? Once the pre-sale is done, then it moves to the real sales where we negotiate contracts. We can actually talk about the pricing, we can talk about after sales service, and that's what all sales do. And once the sales is done, the deal cycle is closed. So deal cycle is very simple, 3 steps: marketing, create awareness; pre-sales, customize the solution according to the needs of the customer; and sales, negotiate the contract, negotiate the price, make sure customer understands all the terms and conditions of the product, and then make it available to him. Once that is done, the deal cycle is closed. Now coming back to marketing again. So marketing is a very wide term. So let's bring it down to marketing 1.0. Now marketing 1.0 is not a marketing version. It was never that marketing 1.0, 2.0 or 3.0 evolved as a sequence. There are 3 parallel concepts where marketing 1.0 is appealing to the customer's mind, where products are marketed in such a way that they are used by the customer. They are used by the customer in particularly appealing to their mind segment, that they want to use it always. They satisfy the need of the customer. Customers are able to take a rational decision to think about the purchase. For example, again, what appeals to our mind? I think cell phones have become a need, right? So if you don't have a cell phone, it becomes a bit of a problem to communicate. So to communicate, you need a cell phone, and cell phone is a need. So any cell phone can be marketed well through the mind technique, right? So most of the lower end cell phones, for example, take below 5,000 rupees segment, cell phone are always a need. They are always built on the mind. The advertisement campaigns are not very aspirational. They're simply saying that, hey, a very good quality phone with a good camera and with good call with a voice quality, right? And that's how, because everyone needs to make sure that this cell phone is satisfying my need, my daily habit, right? And that's why marketing 1.0 is always appealing to customers' mind, so that they can take a very informed, very rational and very useful decision out of it. Now once we do marketing 1.0 and mind is satisfied, the second aspiration always is a want. So my needs are satisfied according to Maslow's law. My food security is taken care of. My basic needs are done. Now I need to, I wish something, I want something, right? So the product has to appeal to a customer's heart. For example, an ice cream commercials, right? I don't need an ice cream, but I always want an ice cream, right? I want to eat ice creams. So you will see a lot of commercials which are glorifying ice creams in a very, very appealing way. A kid sitting and aspiring for an ice cream, and a dad comes and treats him with an ice cream with chocolate topped over it, right? That's a appealing to the heart, right? It's more about companies are trying to learn about consumer behaviors, consumer patterns, how they buy, and they do a very, very right segmentation and right targeting to appeal to the consumer. Of course, the product is positioned also well in that case. Whereas compared to marketing 1.0, product is always positioned nicely into a zone for the mind, so that it can be a rational decision. And in those, for the people who decide with mind in a rational mode, do not think about everything else, right? But in the case of heart, people go with aspirations of it to fulfill the wishes of a person, right? It enables to, it fulfills a need which is called emotional need for a person. Once that is done, there's another marketing 3.0, right? And which appeals to customer conscious. Now, the third type of customer which exists in the market is like, hey, I want to solve some problem. Hey, I want to contribute to the society. I want to contribute to the environment. And that's why you will find a lot of NGOs operate in this mindset. They actually fulfill the wish of the customer. I wish the world was a better place. I wish it was a happy system. And for that, I need to contribute to the society. And that's why NGOs come in. For example, Greenpeace always works towards that direction. And they appeal to your conscience. They say that, hey, the system is bad and you need to improve it. The environment has to be improved. You will see those the Earth days happening around with that switch of your life for 1 hour. And you will be saving a lot of electricity and convey a message. And everyone does that because it appeals to their conscience that if we don't switch off electricity, one day we will be running out of it. And for future generations, and this is what is happening with water. So most of the NGOs operate in this space, and some of the companies do operate in this space when they want to appeal to customer conscious by making their products showing as if they have a social side generally. So all these three marketing are very, very different. They are not like versions. They are more about how to approach a customer, right? If your product is positioned as a very essential need, it should be going as a marketing 1.0 that just appeal to the customer mind, keep it low price, keep it competitive, and make it work. If you're appealing to customer's heart, it's a really nice to have product, but customer can live without it, then make it very aspirational. Apple or ice creams or cars fall into that segment where it's like, hey, I want to own that. I wish to go for it. And then if you have a product which is a social cause, or if you have a product which can actually save electricity, for example, the CFL bulbs or any electricity components, right? They do communicate that, hey, with using this bulb, you will be not only saving money, but you'll be saving the environment. So you should place the product in that category, and that's how your products have to be positioned. So marketing 1.0, 2.0 and 3.0, the game of mind, heart and conscious, helps you in making your product positioning very effective and very, very useful. So now let's move to the next segment, which means why is marketing so important? So we discussed about this marketing thing till now. Is like it enables to companies to communicate with the customers in a better way. But not only that, once they communicate, they can actually collect a lot of data, a lot of information from the customers, how they use the product, how the product is being utilized in a way, and this data helps make better products for the next time, right? And if the customers are not happy, they can be satisfied through marketing needs. There can be another campaigns to make sure that right product has been delivered to the right customer. Positioning, it improves the positioning, it improves the targeting. So marketing becomes very, very important for a product life cycle to work effectively, because anything which is not good in marketing or product marketing very bad, a product can die. A company cannot survive without a good marketing. And definitely, if the marketing is good, it increases the company top line, it increases company revenue, and there are a lot more demand created in the market. So now in this session of fundamentals of marketing, we learned what our marketing includes, what are the different types of jobs we are going to do a marketing career. Then we are going to think about like how to analyze the data and everything around that. Then we obviously talked about marketing and sales and how a deals life cycle works. We talked about marketing 1.0, the game of mind, the marketing 2.0, the game of heart, and marketing 3.0, the game of conscious. Once we are done with that, we always talked about why is marketing so important. I hope with this, the fundamentals of marketing are covered, and now we are going to drill down deep into how marketing works. Thank you very much.